back with Chef Stuart Tracy from the Perot Grill in Bismarck, here this morning to make lemon panna cotta.
Yes.
That is right.
Chef, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, explain to us, what is panna cotta? It's dessert, right?
It is a dessert. It's an Italian dessert that essentially means cooked cream.
Okay.
Why isn't that good?
Why isn't that good, right? We're not going to reduce the cream. We're not going to do a lot of things to it. It's a gelatin set dessert,
Okay.
which is fantastic for people that might be on a gluten-free diet.
Sure.
Okay?
Comparable to flan in any way?
Not necessarily. The texture itself will be a lot softer.
Okay.
Flans will have a fair amount of egg and a fair amount of egg yolk.
Okay.
And then you can make your heavy flans and lighter flans depending on what you're using, whether you're using evaporated milks and sweet
Got it.
condensed.
And we're
heavy
going cream, the cream
And
route.
we're doing cream
Okay.
and milk.
Cool. Great.
And so essentially you can flavor the base in many different ways. And today we're going to use lemon.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So-
So where do we start?
Where do we start? We get our burner going here, and we actually put a touch of water in the bottom of my pan. Just the ladies down Linton Way, when I worked down Linton Way, would always, whenever we cooked cream or dairy product in a pan, we always started with a touch of water in there. And essentially, if you've ever seen a honeycomb effect in the bottom of a pan when you're cooking your
Sure.
milk products,
Yep.
this helps alleviate that. So what we can
okay.
do, now we've got 2 1/4 cups of heavy cream that are going to go in here, along with the milk. And we're also taking the sugar. And Mark, if you want to just put about half of that sugar.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be exact.
Okay.
There you go. And I'm going to take and just use the outside peel of the lemon.
Now, how do you make sure that you only get the peel and not the pith?
You get a $20 peeler.
Not a,
This-
not a
this-
$5 one.
You know, actually, so you can see I did not get the pith with this. But most peelers, if they're fairly new, will just take off the yellow rind.
Because you
It
don't
smells
want that
so
other
good.
stuff in
Oh.
there.
The
right?
other
Bitter,
is,
right?
is quite bitter, and we actually will make a lemon marmalade using the whole lemon outside of the lemon. But it's a matter of simmering and draining and simmering
Sure.
and draining and
There's a
simmering and
process.
draining,
Yeah.
and then a simple syrup. Monica, we have here the gelatin that's going to get distributed over the cold water. So what we have here is 3 tablespoons of cold water. We have a package of gelatin, which is 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 teaspoons of gelatin.
Okay.
So just sprinkle that
It's
over.
unflavored?
It's unflavored gelatin. So just
Sprinkle
think
it
of
over.
that Knox gelatin, and you just keep doing that.
And
So
this
we're
is
just-
what will thicken for us,
Yes.
right?
So what we're doing right here, when I went to culinary school, which was many, many moons ago.
No.
DBD. We're distributing. Now it's going to bloom. You can see it's
look at
already starting to
that.
thick.
Look at that
And
stuff.
then you have to get the gelatin active. You have to dissolve it. So you dissolve it with heat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know
You-
if they can get an overhead picture of that. Can you?
That was,
So you can see
was
that
really
that
cool.
is essentially already starting to distribute, and that sets that. So then here, what we're doing now, Mark, if you want to take this tongue, or excuse me, whisk, and just go ahead and whisk that together.
All right.
So
There it is.
at this point in time, with the cream and the milk and the sugar and the lemon zest mixture, you're just going to bring this up to a simmer, and then we kill the heat and let
Okay.
it steep.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
For how long do you let it steep?
10 minutes.
Okay.
So for our purposes today, we won't be following that through completely. You can put that right in there.
Okay. Well,
And then a strainer, you'll strain out your aromatics. In this case, it is
Your lemon.
The
the
lemon.
lemon.
Cool.
You can do vanilla bean.
Ooh, I bet that's good
Okay,
too,
you
yeah.
can do both.
Sure. Okay.
And actually, I've done blackberry, I've done raspberry, and things like that. And typically, my blackberry and raspberry ones, I'm doing that with a little bit of buttermilk, and I'm blending the raspberries or the blackberries with that, and then straining it out, and then flavoring
Yum.
the
Okay.
mixture there.
You're not getting those seeds and all
You're
that.
not getting the seeds because we know where those seeds wind up.
Bingo.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So then we're also going to flavor this with vanilla
Okay.
and a little bit of lemon extract.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to do strictly vanilla panna cotta, this recipe works great for that. It's just double the vanilla and omit the lemon.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
That type of
Easy
thing.
enough.
What the great thing about this is that with this dessert, you can flavor it with so many different things. So we brought some mango puree, we had some blackberry puree, and we also have some choke cherry syrup.
Yum. Okay.
Also
sounds
brought
really good.
some kiwi
So it's
and
versatile.
a little mango.
can do
mango.
anything.
You can do a lot of different things. What I really enjoy about panna cottas, if you're doing the vanilla, is a little caramel sauce to
Oh,
go
yeah,
with
that'd
it.
be good.
Yeah.
And as far as the fruits, just kind of stick to what's kind of in season. It is springtime.
It is.
Did we
yeah,
know this?
I've heard this.
No.
I've heard this.
It doesn't feel
We've
like
heard
it.
this. So there are really nice raspberries and blueberries that are starting to show up.
Sure.
Because it
in
is
the
actually
stores.
spring elsewhere.
It is
Elsewhere. It's
spring
just us.
elsewhere. It's just right here we're having a little difficult
Yes,
time
we are.
breaking out of
Yes, we are.
that rut. I'm going to just prep up a kiwi here. So we're doing taking the ends off here, and then here's my fancy
So
little
your
peeler.
peeler again.
There
Yeah,
we
see,
go.
that's
Love
what I
it.
got to get one of those.
And then we can just dice this up, and then that'll garnish some of the panna cotta. Also with the fruits, I brought a mango, and we're going to do the same thing with the mango.
Okay.
And at this point in time, just starting to get a simmer there. So when we get that simmer, now is when we would take and add the gelatin.
Okay.
So you can do the rubber spat over here
Got it.
and just put
Right in
that
there?
right in there.
Cool.
And then mix it.
Yeah. And we're going to take our lemon extract and vanilla extract, and that just goes in there
Look
too.
at you, Mark, cooking over
Ah.
There you go.
I love it.
All right. Use your
Okay.
whisk again.
Beautiful. All right. And we just did a simmer on this. We don't want to bring it up to a boil. Is that right?
At this, you're safe to do a boil
Okay.
because you have heavy cream. If it's just milk, it tends to get a little more almost curdled.
there. Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
no,
boil
I've
the milk.
seen that. Yeah.
And now you can put the rest of the sugar in.
Sure. Okay.
So you can see this recipe doesn't have a tremendous amount of sugar. You've got a
Right.
third of a cup
Yeah.
of sugar in here. Go ahead and whisk it. Third of a cup of sugar in here, and in that case, if you wanted to, you could, for diabetic purposes, you can substitute out your substitute sugars and things like that.
Okay, so you can actually put those in there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so now we're just going to kill the heat,
Okay.
And that's the steeping
kill the
part.
heat, and let it steep.
Beautiful. Is this a good time to take a break?
Certainly.
Okay, why don't we do that? Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to finish up our lemon panna cotta. Keep it here. You're watching North Dakota Today.
All right, we are back. Through the magic of television, we have our panna cotta here.
We certainly do, don't we? So we have the panna cotta mixture that's been steeping. At this point in time, we can strain it.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead and it should be. You want
Good.
to strain? Go
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
that's great.
Go for it. Okay.
Cool.
So we're catching the lemon zest and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. At this point in time, I've got some other panna cottas that we had made earlier. Good, you just set that
Okay.
right down there.
Got it.
And then as we can see for the ladies down Linton Way, there's no
Yeah,
little
nothing
honeycomb
there.
No,
pattern
no,
at
nothing.
the bottom. So
You learned that from them, huh?
I sure did. You learn it wherever you go.
That's great.
So here's our panna cotta mixture. Now you can ice bath that or chill that for a while first before you start dividing it up.
Okay.
How are you going to serve it, and how are
Right.
you going to
'Cause there's a lot
portion
of
it up?
options
There's
here.
options
Yeah.
here that you can do. Now we have a mango here. One tip on a mango: there's a like a flat side and then a narrower side, or excuse me, a wider side and a narrower side. The pit will always run about the width of a finger on your narrow side. So if I actually peel this and then we will take the pit out.
Mango lore.
The pit itself is running parallel to the narrow side.
Okay.
So there's our narrow side, if we can see, and here's your wider side. So the pit is right in there. So if you set that down with your narrow sides and then just kind of go off center a touch, then you go straight down and
Okay.
you don't get the pit.
I had no idea.
Oops. It's kind of
Whoop.
slippery. There we
There you
go.
go.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can dice that. We'll just dice up one of these a little quick, and then we'll be able to garnish one of the plates. So the panna cottas, I have some presentation options for you.
Okay.
You're doing a picnic, you want to take something. You can put them right in here and you can put the sauce right on top. So in this case, we'll just do a little bit of blackberry right on top of there.
Beautiful.
That's it,
Excellent.
okay.
That's it. Okay. Maybe you want to do a presentation where you're having it on a plate and you want to do a little bit of fruit with it. So you can just take a paring knife
So it can stand on its own?
and it'll stand on its own.
Really?
And we hope it pops out of here.
There it
go.
goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Oops. Room temperature.
warm.
Got a little warmer.
but I
Okay.
get the
Still
idea.
tastes good.
Right.
So let's do a little bit of choke cherry sauce on here.
Nice.
that sounds
Oh,
great.
Yeah.
And then we've got some raspberries to garnish it also.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
On one side, and then let's do a little kiwi and a little bit of mango over here.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Stuart, while we're doing this, tell us where people can find Pro Grill here in Bismarck.
We are at 121 North 4th Street in
Okay.
downtown Bismarck.
What are your hours?
We are Tuesday through Saturday at 5 p.m.
Do you need a reservation?
It's not a bad idea. Some nights it gets crazy.
All right.
Call us 223-3770.
All right,
Chef.
we're going to try this.
Yes.
But right now we have to go.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.